Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. If you're still here, thank you for sticking with us through that extended break. There was a lot of stuff going on between teams, but we are in the grand finals now. ESG and Pobo ready to get it kicking off, and Confid's going to do that early here, first blood. The MattMan and Shake back on the cast.
Back and better than ever, Matt. I'll tell you what, ESG has been sitting around. Well, not really. They were playing something else while they were waiting. Pobo Academy, though, has been waiting a little bit. Let's hope they're warmed up because this map one, Karachi, comes at you fast.
Yeah, it does, and so do the ESG players. I mean, absolutely putting on a show right here, just killing everything in sight. You do see Crane Hype able to get a couple too there, but Derek the GOAT popping right back with a two-piece of his own, and that'll be 36 seconds, almost a perfect first point here as we try to rotate onto P2. But I mean, Shake couldn't be a better start for the side of ESG and our winners finalist.
Yeah, no, it looks great for you. Coming out of winners finals, you get the first map down. You don't need to go through a bracket reset if you win the first one, but Pobo Academy is going to light up the feed, making sure they're the ones setting up P2. When the one does go down, ESG finds another, but still, like you said, getting that much time on P1 is not something we see all the time.
No, it's not. I mean, normally most P1's very, very mixy, very, very back and forth. But for ESG Academy, I mean, it was just slim pickings, easy, really easy sledding, right? I mean, they just kind of walked in, took it, and held all P1 down. And I mean, Shake, even hitting this rotation late, they find an easy break on a P2. They haven't given it up yet. It's forcing Pobo Academy to already start thinking about that P3. And as you can see, they're already there trying to get a foothold in this one. But I mean, an easy break again here from ESG Academy. And this game could be over before it's even started.
I mean, it seems like that's what's going to happen. Yeah, you could say Pobo's on the rotation already, but guess what? They were there on P2 as well. They got folded like a cheap napkin, Matt, and ESG has not looked back. They don't care. They'll take all the scrap. They'll throw bodies if they need to. They'll push right on through. As they make their way on through junk, you know, they lose a couple of players. But when you have a 60-point lead, you can do that.
Yeah, I mean, you can afford to play kind of 30-30 hills. It's like, you know, we love to talk about Shake. I mean, it's the 30-30 hills, ESPN 30 for 30. And right now, I mean, it's encouraged trying to get the shots in, but nothing going so far. It's going to be a good hold here from Pobo Academy. Hit a hill that, let's be realistic here, they should have been able to hold pretty easily. P3 definitely a money hill here. But, I mean, ESG says we're fine to go for this 20 seconds to scrap because, I mean, as you can see, Shake, like we talk about, I mean, there's 20 seconds to scrap for ESG with the lead so highly built up already is going to hurt Pobo here coming into this P4.
Yeah, we head towards the P4 fountain, and the battles are already going down. ESG trying to win the gunfights, but Pobo Academy is doing a nice job holding off these defenses. But Derek the GOAT wants to make a play, but gets cut down. The numbers do come in tow for Pobo Academy, but ESG never too far away. Ryan, big influential two-piece to break right on through, saying, hey, how you doing, with some team shots onto Confid there. But now well over the 100-point mark. Pobo, you gotta start doing something or else ESG's gonna run away with it.
Yeah, and ESG doing a really good job at not even playing on the hill, right? Just these little off angles, and they can afford to do that because of the lead. Just playing their trades back and forth, getting the hill time when they can. And, I mean, ESG is just playing everything perfect to a T right here. This is a good point for Pobo here, though. If they can hold the last 20 seconds here, win these rotational gunfights, they do have the spawns for P5, so they'll be in a good position if they can try to pull this game back, but it all comes off these rotational gunfights as we head over to the backside junkyard here for P5.
Yeah, you find yourself down about 60 points here if you're Pobo, but you do talk about getting the spawns you want, but you gotta win the gunfights, and against ESG, easier said than done.
No, a lot easier said than done. I mean, this is the best team in the U18 for a reason. We've seen it time and time again, already coming off back-to-back cups and looking to put a third in a row on the cards. And for ESG right now, too, I mean, Shake, they're just playing perfect hardpoint. I mean, really playing all their spots well. They're hitting their breaks, and every hill that they've rotated to early, they've held it down with pretty much ease. And as you can see, they continue to just find kills. Derek the GOAT, 14 and 10 right now. He's been the main man who's really been showing up for this ESG roster as Confid finds a nice two-piece there.
That's why he's the GOAT. No, I'm playing. But he's 14-10 in the map, looking like he could be in part of the conversation. I mean, Derek just popping off right now on a 4 streak in courage, 11-7 in his own right. I mean, just look at the kills themselves, Matt. It tells the story. And I mean, if you're Pobo going into the second set of rotations, you're down by 100 points. You got to make sure you're hitting the rotations like we saw. Not only that, you got to hold them.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing, right? I mean, Shake, you said it perfectly. If you look at the scoreboard, you can tell why one team is winning. ESG is just outslaying Pobo right now. I mean, this is just straight being better as a team on the map. I mean, it's not they're taking crazy gunfights. It's just like that right there. They're positioning, their reading of the map, how they're playing. I mean, just absolutely firing on all cylinders right now for ESG. And with 30 more seconds left to go, seemingly going to push them here over the 200-point threshold and a little bit more. Maybe as Pobo Academy is able to slide in to take the last bit of seconds of the hill. But for ESG Academy, man, I mean, this is just about playing 30-30 for the hills, making sure you can fight for a good couple of scrap here and there, and hitting that 250.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Close it up. You don't scam, you don't win. We like saying that, the MattMan and Shake. It's true, though. That's the situation ESG finds themselves in as we head on over towards this P2. Pobo Academy does a nice job. They pick up a few kills through the mid-map. They're giving them some pressure and able to set up and get this early time. But you still got Derek the GOAT over here. You got to worry about him at all times.
Yeah, I mean, you got to worry about all of these ESG players at all times. Confid, Derek, everyone as they continue to find kills here on the hold. Collision trying to find something, but he's just being collapsed on by these ESG players. You see Confid already an early angle over the dumpster. I'm not sure if I would have played that far up, but over the hill they go, and they're going to be trying to fly into the P4 now, or rather P2. 24 seconds left to go. Shaken now for ESG. They cannot win it here. It'll have to get done on P3, but already early rotations seemingly being had. You see number 7, or rather number 3 and number 2 already rotating to this back 3, and Derek's here ready to go to play these cutoffs. Might be able to get a couple of kills here. There's the first, but no more than that. But that'll still slow the re-push down from Pobo Academy just enough to where ESG might be able to get this hold and win it out.
Yeah, ESG 1 kill away from absolutely locking down the entire back half of this map. The only player left is Hyde, that number 5, trying to make a play. Going for Dead Party off of the top rope. Nice kill there. Short-lived life. Ryan onto a 5 spree now. 1 off of that cruise missile, and he's not even going to get to use it, I don't think. I mean, geez, there's only 6 seconds needed for ESG.
Yeah, but this is the hill that Pobo did have success on last time, and there's the cruise missile that you were talking about. Comes in, cleans up 2, and now the ESG players starting to collapse on this hill. They're in it, 4 seconds to go. They only need a couple more kills, contested for a second, right back and forth, but a 3-piece out of the side of Pobo Academy will lock this down. Ryan is still here, though. Could make the play, only 2 seconds needed. It's a big 1v1 on the other hill. ESG Academy is in P4. They might get it done on P3. There it is, 250 to 133, and ESG Academy absolutely passing the test here with flying colors. Another grand finals, and already looking to put another one away.
Yeah, and this time coming out of the winner side, they have that much less work to do. Good job getting that map 1 win in your back pocket. And I mean, just take a look at the numbers there. Ryan 19-4, 17-11 out of another teammate. And I mean, Confid had that cruise missile to all but wrap it up at the end. We'll take a look here. Map 2 is coming up. Invasion now. S&D, and you know, we talk about how slow that can be and how different pacing that is, Matt. And do you think that's a little bit in favor of Pobo, or you think ESG just has the sauce?
No, I mean, they've got the sauce. I mean, let's be honest. 2 back-to-back cups already, looking to put a 3rd up there in the banners. And I mean, look, Shake, these guys hit on all cylinders no matter what game mode it is. You've seen how dominant they can be in hardpoint. But S&D even plays more to their favor. I mean, these guys can rat up whenever they need to. They know how to hold their angles and play the smart game. And I think you saw it right there. It wasn't necessarily just ruthless aggression that they were necessarily using to get those hard points. It was closed, calculated breaks. They knew how to play their trades to a T, knew how to look over their teammates' shoulders and what angles they were watching. And they really just controlled that hardpoint map from the jump, right? And I think you could see something similar here in this S&D. Now, Invasion, I think maybe does play a little bit because we talk about how hard it can be to sometimes win offensive rounds. But if ESG gets going, it doesn't matter if they're on the offense or the defense, these guys are gunning.
Yeah, I mean, what else can you say? But the champs are here, man, back to back for a reason. And they're looking, I think I agree with you, Matt. I got to be honest, I do. I just thought I'd bring up the talking point because we're here, you know? It just seems like Invasion, these long sites you have to deal with. You got Ryan, he's absolutely beaming right now. Almost picked up a cruise missile on that last map. It's just so much to deal with, and maybe you can shut down one player for ESG, deal with them, but the problem is there's three other guys that can pop off at any moment.
Yeah, I mean, from top to bottom, their roster absolutely stacked, and we might as well go ahead and take a look at that roster right now for ESG Academy because it's got some household names, right? I mean, players that you definitely know with Ryan and Courage, and then of course, kind of the tag team duo that we love to talk about in Derek the Goat and Confid. I mean, those two players in specific, Shake, talk to me about how they can really just turn these maps upside down on their heads if you're playing against them.
I mean, just the playmaking ability out of each of them. They know the game so well. And you talk about their gun skill, it's always on point, right? But talk about the mentals. You talk about the reads, always being in the right place at the right time. And if you can outsmart them, that's maybe sometimes where you can find Confid or Derek struggling a little bit. But that being said, it's not easy to do.
No, and I'm not saying anything, to negate the COD IQs of some of these U18 players, but we do see a lot more fast and aggressive plays out of some of these U18 guys. And like you said, outsmarting this ESG squad at sometimes, especially in the U18 league, can be so hard because of how high their COD IQ is. And it's shown in the past two cups, right? And then Shake, even you said that first cup that they didn't even play in. If they did, I mean, we could be looking at a four-peat right now. I mean, trying to be the optic dynasty really of the U18 league, looking forward to champs as well. And I mean, really, I think the only problem for the CSG team, right, is just not looking too far ahead, not looking to playoffs, not looking to bigger opportunities, further on in the season, right? They just don't want to get ahead of themselves, take one map at a time, and keep doing what they're doing. And we've rode the ESG bandwagon enough for a little bit. Let's talk about the flip side here. Let's talk about Pobo Esports because they have knocked off a big couple of teams here. Hype, Cray, Collision, and Hyde. We saw them in that losers bracket when they were taking it to Omit, really in the respawn modes. But the S&D is where we saw them struggle at times. So especially on this map, playing what is considered to be on paper a better team, what do they need to do here really on Invasion to kind of bring the series back at 1-1?
They need to make sure they can win an offense or two. I know we talk about how difficult that is, but if you want to beat a team like ESG, you have to do it. You can't just rely on defenses because you know a team like ESG is good enough to win one or two offenses in their own right.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we're just waiting to get on into this map and take a look at the rest of our map set, though, I mean, Shake, we've got a good couple of maps on the docket here with Karachi Control coming on, and then a double Skid Row to end out this first of what could be two best of series. And then even if we get to that Skid Row, I think that's what Pobo Esports needs to play for. Is that map for? I think Skid Row Hardpoint right up their alley. But first, before we get there, they got to find a way to put a map on the board to avoid the 3-0 sweep. And is ESG Academy and Pobo trying to lock it in here, Invasion round 1.
Yeah, it's a pretty standard setup out of ESG. You got a couple players in that B Street. Confid gonna find the first blood. Derek gonna find the second as well. And Courage will follow with the third. And oh no, it could be getting worse. Cray does find one at least, but ESG picking right up where they left off.
Picking right up where they left off. And I mean, it is just utter dominance every single time these guys step out onto these maps. And I mean, you're seeing it right here. I mean, Shake, even what you talked about, it wasn't just necessarily one single player getting all the kills. You see them spreading it around, everyone seemingly being able to fire on all cylinders, top to bottom. This roster, nasty.
Hey, what's that clip? Ryan, dog, Derek, dog. Yeah, like they're just all so good, and it's so much to deal with. That being said, they do have weaknesses, but you gotta get after this ESG squad. You can't let them have this confidence that they have. Hyde, I like the aggression.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to really punch this ESG squad in the face right now, right? I mean, you've just been getting beat up on now for a round of S&D and a whole hard point. You've got to find some way to tilt the scales back in your favor. Derek gets a couple of shots onto one there, going to throw the nade just to clear out mid, but this is going to be a B site that could be open here potentially, but Hype, he's got this power position here on this tractor. He's able to find a couple of kills here. It could be big as Collision and Hype also going to find kills, but Encourage to trade one back and even things up into a 2v2. Now things start to slow down a little bit as that bomb does look like it's going to make its way onto the B site.
Site almost completely open. Hyde does make the rotation, gets a couple shots in him. He has to back down. Now the bomb's going to go down here, Matt. You got the 2v2 retake. Pobo, you know, if you're on defense, this isn't exactly where you want to be.
I mean, your 2v2 right now, you do have a good spot here to push from, but I mean, these just power positions that the ESG players have been able to hold on this site make it so hard to break in. Now with the trophies down as well, all they've got to do is really just play their lives here, wait for the push to come, because they know Pobo got to find this defuse here, and the time just ticking down to a 1v1, but not going to be able to clutch up there. ESG Academy puts their second round on the board, and Shake, you talked about it. This is a team that's good enough to win offensive rounds in their own right. They're good for 1 or 2, already won there, and they find themselves up 2-0, heading back to the more favorable side, and already for Pobo Academy, things are not looking good.
Yeah, Ish rose downhill, Matt, and if you're Pobo, if you don't stop the storm, it's gonna get ugly on you fast, and 2-0 is not the worst thing in the world. It's not where you want to be, but they're far away from winning this map. If you're Pobo, you got to remind yourselves of that. There's no reason with this map you can't put 2 of your own on the board.
I mean, Pobo's good, but are they good enough to combat really one of the best teams, if not the best team that we've seen in the U18? And right now, so far in this round, doing a good job, right? 4-2 up right now, man advantage in your pocket here, but you've got to make sure you're watching your angles there. So one more player goes down now, all on to Encourage. He's got a minute to work with as well here, but I mean, all 4 of these players collapsing in Pobo Academy. Gets 1 round back on the board.
Yeah, you just can't let a 1v4 happen, and Pobo does not. They put themselves in a great spot, and there you go. I said there's no reason you can't put 2 in a row together. Well, you're halfway there now, and that being said, you may have, you know, angered ESG in a way, and now it could be a 6-1 gentleman's sweep. But hey, we got a lot of rounds to play here, and you got to take any bit of confidence you got from that one, roll it right into the next one. You're on defense, you're on the good side.
Yeah, I was just about to say on the good side now. So going to be interesting to see what they do to kind of throw out this push that ESG is going to throw at them. Looks like a fast hit towards the B side. Stuns and nades going over the B street here. But 2 players laying wait here for Pobo on the B side. They're ready for this here. They're ready for the push. And it's going to be up to ESG to see if they can find that first blood.
That's what it's been about. They've been so aggressive, getting a lot of the first bloods in the 1 round. Pobo won. They got the first blood. But Hyde now getting back down. It's going to look ugly. Derek does get the first blood. Traded out immediately, though. So if you're Pobo, you're living with it.
Yeah, and you got to watch your mid cut for ESG here, too. Number 2, I believe that's Cray. Trying to lay in wait. I think he's going to back off of this. They're going to let ESG kind of take a little bit control of the site, a little bit of shots still firing over that concrete wall back there. But the bomb will be able to get planted here. That nade, thought it might do a little bit of damage, but nothing there. And now with Cray or Hyde, rather Cray being dropped, going to leave them in the 2v3 and having to retake this round, looking to be in ESG's favor.
Yeah, looking like the same thing it was, not last round, but the round before that. ESG with the bomb down at B. Couple players over on the site. Advantage them as well. Oh, no, that's going to be 2 off of the rip. The double chow gets set down. And, man, if you're at the ice cream parlor, you just dropped a tone, man.
I mean, ripping heads and putting them to bed. Confid, beautiful 2-piece out of him there to clean up the round. And ESG Academy, like you said, takes that 3-1 lead and now finding themselves back on the offensive side. Shake, we've talked about it before this map. I mean, Pobo Esports, you really got to find a way back into this, and doing it on the offensive side always can be difficult if you're on Invasion.
Certainly a large mountain to climb here out of the side of Pobo, but maybe the boys got enough fight in them, and it's looking like they're switching up the play just a little bit, looking to make a play on over towards this A site. Hey boys, B's not working out too good. Let's switch up the mojo, and now you got the first blood.
Got the first blood here, Collision. Finding it there. You've got a little bit of A presence here as well. I mean, this A site pretty much open except for one player in Encourage, and he'll be able to find one onto Cray there. This is a good wrap, though, from Hyde. You always can count on Hyde to be playing the flanks, and he might be able to catch a couple players off guard here as Encourage and Co. pinch P1, find a two-piece, and now trying to find the read, but Hype's going to be able to foot through that mid-cut, and now the 1v1, Encourage and Hyde.
Here you go. This is what you want if you're Pobo. This is probably one of the situations that can tilt the game back in your favor if you're able to win it. But Encourage, so patient. Oh no, laying down in the DVDs, trying to check the bottom rack, see if the last copy of the Benchwarmers was there, and he gets the kill on the way.
You think that's a old Blockbuster there?
Yeah, it might have been. Could have been.
I'd like to think so. Shout
Nostalgia
out
says yes.
Shake, we're in the U18 league. I'm not sure these kids even know what we're talking about, old heads in here. But hey.
Oh, wow.
4-1 up. I'm calling me an old head in that situation too. I know what a Blockbuster is. Come on.
It just hits so hard.
Dude, look, U18 kids chat, if you don't know what a Blockbuster is, look it up. It's just pure nostalgia for us, But either way, back to the COD. ESG up 4-1 here, really looking good in the S&D, but hey, Hyde's going to find that first blood on the Confident. It's going to give him the man advantage in the round. And for ESG Academy now, not used to really playing off the back foot without the man advantage, but not going to say that they can't. Derek evens things right back up, 3v3.
Yeah, great kill there. Now you're in a better spot. You're around the bomb if you're ESG. You're kind of in a no man's land with it, but you got to get the reinforcements. Maybe that rotation will go on into A. You got the 2 players down you needed, but one does go down for you as well. Now you got the A side open, 1v2 for Hype.
1v2 for Hype. Bomb is probably going to get planted down on that A side. I don't think Hype's going to be able to make the play now in the 1v2 as well. Got to find a defuse. If Encourage heard that sound cue, he might have the drop on him. First shot set, Encourage. Sits him right down, and that will be the 5th round on the board for ESG Academy, putting us on map point and on the verge of taking a 2-0 lead here in the grand final.
Yeah, when I said it rolled downhill, brother, it rolls fast, man. ESG up 5-1. I kind of said a gentleman's sweep might be in the wings. But chat, I was kidding. This is actually happening right now. Pobo Academy, you got to put your foot in the ground at some point, or else you're going to find yourself back against the wall in this grand final.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to find something here. 5-1 down is not the scoreline that Pobo thought that they were going to come into this map 2 with. I think they both about to got around there. I think they do have the info on this, but this is still going to be a good double chow here. Derek to go. Applying some pressure along the backside here, trying to find a way in, trying to find a first blood. Just a minute left, and already Hyde finds that first blood, but Encourage right back with a 2-piece of his own on a 5-3. He might acquire a cruise missile he won't even use here as Ryan cleans up another, and all left on to Hype in the 1v3. And just like the London Bridges, it all comes falling down for the side of Pobo. But, hey, got a chance here. Hype able to find that first one. Now playing a little ring around the rosy, trying to find him here. 40 seconds left. Slide out. Not going to be able to win it. And ESG Academy puts it on 2-0. And they are one map away from putting back to back to back.
The 3-peasy on the line. It's tournament point, Matt. ESG turning right on up. 6-1 in the S&D, 250 to 138 in the hard point. I mean, what can't these guys do? Derek the GOAT, 8-6. Encourage, 8-2. Go off, young fella. These kids are absolutely frying right now. And, I'm sorry to Pobo, but boys, Karachi Control doesn't look much better for you. I saw ESG absolutely decimate Omit last week.
Yeah, I mean, look, ESG Academy, they're the clear-cut favorites for a reason, and this is why. I mean, if you were putting your money on it, you'd put your money on ESG every single time because they continue to show you their dominance, right? 250 to 133, and then a 6-1 in the second map. Now heading in to, like you said, a Karachi control, which it's not looking great for Pobo here. This is a map that plays right into ESG's favor. We did see Pobo, however, able to steal one of these away against Omit earlier to send them here to this grand final. So we'll have to see what happens in this next map. But before we get there, we're going to toss it to a quick break. And when we come back, we could have the last map here of Cup 4 in the U18 League.
And Blockbuster.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome right into the action. ESG Academy, Pobo Academy could be our last map here in Cup 4. ESG Academy trying to make it 3 straight Cup victories, but they got to deal with Pobo and this control first.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to do, but if you're ESG, you feel good about it. But Pobo says not so. Oh, Confid. Oh my God, you shut me up anytime you feel like it, buddy. Make it a 3-piece for the 3-peat, baby. Confid firing on all cylinders.
Not only Confid, I mean ESG as a whole. Oh my goodness, tuned right back into some body shots out of Confid there. As now Pobo trying to still get this A point secured here. A minute left for them, and they're trying to get out of this back coop. Ryan laying in wait. He knows there's one here. He's able to take him out. Confid with another 2-piece on the other side of the map. It's just 1, 2, 3. Line them up, and ESG Academy knocks them right back down. It's an absolute thrashing here on Karachi.
Some may call it a slobber knocker, Matt. This is not looking great. If you're Pobo, you do find your way back onto the point here. Maybe you can end up dealing with this A site, and it looks like you're going to. But, I mean, with the way ESG's frying right now, they got a 3 life advantage. They did a decent job getting rid of some time, but good luck getting B away from these kids.
Dude, I thought Derek was about to hit that shot with the pistol. Would have been nasty. Confid's got the pistol out too. It's just pistols out, ready to rock. Confid now hits the reload. He might have some players coming through the crosshairs here soon, but it likes to back off. The stun in. ESG Academy still in full control right now of this B site. Cray, though, going to be able to find a good first one there. Finds the second one. Not going to find any more. Derek with the trade. Courage finds another there. And now just over a minute left for Pobo to find their way into this B site.
Yeah, Collision, the last player standing, end up gonna take up Confid with him there. Does a good job cleaning up a player. He's the only one left. He's got to stay alive, wait for his teammates to get here. And there's a good kill there until Derek's gonna try to even these numbers up just a little bit. I mean, at least you got some map pressure if you're Pobo. Well, and it's gone.
Oh, it's gone. It's in the blender. It's in the trash can. And now ESG Academy looking to put him in the blender. 1, 2. Oh, Ryan thought he might line up a few more there, but a 2-piece will do it for now. 20 seconds left remaining in the round. And ESG Academy in full map control here. Just got to make sure you don't overchow here. Hype's going to be able to find a 2-piece. Derek shuts down Cray. You got him held off for one more push here. You don't want to let this up with just 6 seconds left. They are on the hill, but taken right out by Derek the GOAT. Collision does have a good play from the backside here. Is he able to get on the hill? Yes, he is. 1.1 seconds, so they still got time to work with here. One set of kills for ESG would do it.
Oh, nope, but there it is. Collision gets a big kill. That first pick is going to go, and he's got teammates here. They got a little bit of a stack building. If they get a couple of kills, this can all go in their favor, and the reverse sweep could start to come to fruition. But it's got to start somewhere. It's not going to be here. It's not going to be now. ESG Academy is going to take that first round.
Yeah, gonna take that first round, and I wouldn't say in emphatic fashion, but they get it done there. It got a little bit mixy and got almost down to lives, but they get it done there. Maybe a little too concerned with shooting bodies in the early rounds. I don't know there, but hey, ESG Academy gonna be on the offensive side now. It's gonna be interesting to see what kind of hit they elect to choose here.
Yeah, I personally would like to see the B hit. I think the B hit play on Karachi control is one of the sweetest things to watch in Call of Duty. ESG was one of the first teams in this league I've really seen go after it, but it looks like we're gonna get that standard A hit here.
Yeah, standard A hit, just get it out of the way, maybe try to get some kills along the way, and I think Encourage just trying to play around this back B street side, get some map control here, sees one go bottom P4. Oh, I think he might have seen him as well. Now the gunfight's going to come up, and Encourage gets sat down by Hype. Cray does get taken down there. Ryan finds a big 2-piece. Hype trying to jump on into the hill, but he gets sat down. Derek finds a team kill in the midst of all of that, and meanwhile, ESG still on the hill.
Yeah, Ryan on a 3 now, maybe potentially trying to play for these streaks here, but you got ESG just trying to focus on locking down this A point. Ryan, he makes his way up to 4, but Hype's going to find 2, one of them being Ryan. A point is just about going to be gone. Oh no, Pobo had a little bit something to say about that.
Yeah, Pobo shuts it down, but still with Confid here ready to go. This A point should be in the back pocket. You still got 2 minutes left to work with. You're down a couple of lives, but for ESG, I think they'll still be able to work with that just fine, as now finding some kills on the way around to the A site, or rather the B site. Confid finds one bottom P4 there, 2 dead in the feed. And right now, ESG trying to work in through this backside dumpster, it looks like.
Yeah, here you go. You got B ahead of you. Pobo's doing a good job. They're getting some of these kills down. They're able to make their way on towards this junk side. And if you can get that kind of map pressure, you feel great about the B point as a whole. But keeping these ESG kids bottled up, not easy.
No, not easy at all. Config slides in, finds one. Hyde's going to be able to pop a two-piece there, so that'll turn things around in the direction for Pobo here. Derek's going to get trapped as well as Hype and Collision collapse for 2 more. Now Pobo in full control right now of the B site. Encouraged from this top side, trying to find one more. Not going to happen as Collision and Cray, the CC boys, taking 2 with them, and now Pobo Esports has a 7-man life advantage.
Build an advantage if you can. That's the best thing you could do, is try to out-fry ESG if you're able to do that, especially on defense. You're sitting pretty. Collision's going to get a big 2-piece, extend that life lead even further. ESG has so much ground to make up, and even when they push up the map, they're getting cut out by Pobo.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a beautiful defensive round from the side of Pobo. They're playing all the lanes they need to here, watching all their corners. And I mean, it's really just been a good setup from them as a whole here. Confid's going to be able to slide in and take out one there on the trade, but only 7 lives remaining to work with here. Make it 6. As that's Derek getting sat down around the backside. Encourage will try to find his way on into the point here. Finds one there, tries to slide around, but not going to find any more than that. Config gets sat down. It's a 3 dead in the feed for the side of Pobo Academy. Make it 4. A clean sweep, and now 2 lives remaining. 15 seconds on the clock. Pobo Esports is going to lock this one in at 1 apiece.
Way to clutch up your defense. There's no other place to go in this series. If you don't win this map, you let the first round go the way of ESG, but you answer right back. Pobo Academy showing that fight that we saw against Omit.
Yeah, showing that fight a little bit here. But still a long control to go, Shake. I mean, if ESG, you know, doesn't troll any of their defenses, they win the tick battle. I mean, you could just be staring a round 5 offense in the face, and against ESG Academy, that might not be the best position you want to be in.
Yeah, no, you can't be down 2-0 against these guys and expect to pull off a reverse sweep. I mean, in the series or in the map. Oh, God, Pobo, I'm sorry. But you got to keep working. This is a good start for them, working on this A point, but ESG doing more of what they do, just finding all the early kills.
Getting all the early kills here. Collision, though, is on a 5 spree as well. Now you find 3 dead in the feed. You shut that down, and you're starting to try to get that spawn trap locked in. Derek's gonna be able to find one with the nade there. Collision, though, gets the trade back onto him. Now that tick worked away, depleted there. So you've only got 1 tick of progress at the A site, and now under a minute to go. ESG Academy has locked it down, the vice grip being applied.
Yeah, it's not looking good here, Pobo Academy on the attack side. We talk about how difficult it can be to win an attack round on Karachi. But now Pobo having difficulty with the A site. Usually we see that go pretty quick. But with that 3 dead, you get the first tick. The second is about halfway through. That's a clean couple of kills.
No, absolutely, and now it might even allow them to get the A site, but Ryan finds Collision there on the progress, and now they're going to be able to push this site. No one laying in wait, so ESG Academy is just going to fly right through, take them off the point. Now 35 seconds remaining. You've had Hype waiting at the B site, looking over this dumpster for a while now. He's just trying to play for his teammates if they want to try to make a B hit here late in the round, but with 25 seconds, you've got to start to go somewhere, and you've got to start to hit it together.
Yeah, you got to play together on Karachi. You can't expect to go huge all the time. We see individual plays happen. Guys getting huge 3, even full squad wipes in the B site to just go huge. But you can't rely on something like that. You got to get your teammates here. Cray looking to make the best of the situation. But ESG, with those close spawns, it's going to be tough. Good news is you got the pressure on A, and it looks like you're going to get it.
Well, the only thing is, though, for ESG, you have close spawns, but you can only go one place, and that's right over the tunnel. Now the A point's secured. Pobo Esports are fully on B. It's a beautiful setup from Pobo, and they've locked both of these hills down, and they steal an offensive round away. Karachi starts to get mixy here the later it goes, and I mean, even with ESG having close spawns to the B site, only 1 really lane you could funnel over, and that's over that dumpster side, and Pobo knew exactly where they needed to aim. 1, 2, 3, 4, they clean house, and they steal a round.
Stolen indeed. You got the offense, which we talk about how difficult it is, especially when your first push on A and a couple other ones really weren't successful at all. But you get a clean 3 dead with 3 players in the back on B. 1 player continues the progress over at A. That's about as clinical as it gets out of Pobo.
No, I mean, and it's exactly what we saw them do against Omit, right? Right after they hit the A side, they flood right onto B, and they are able to steal both of them in a very, very quick round. That was a little bit more prolonged, but now you find yourself on the defensive side. They haven't even gotten a tick yet, and already the minute timer starting to be crept up on. Pobo is in a beautiful situation right here, and they are really in position now to steal this map away and send it back to a fourth hardpoint.
That's what they're looking for. We talked about focusing on getting to the Skid Row. Well, this is how you do it. You got to shut down ESG. They're looking to get an offense to get to the next round. Pobo could shut it all down right here.
Yeah, I mean, in 58 seconds remaining, too, you haven't even made a semblance of success on either of these sites yet. You got Prey in this back area, and now Hype in your top third. You got to try to make the play onto the B site, but you're just getting cut down at every single lane. Pobo, 25-18 on lives. 40 seconds remain now. The spawn trap locked in from Collision here. This is exactly what Pobo Esports was hoping for.
Yeah, Collision just being the junk man, getting all of these kills here. Even a nice little one on the Confid. Collision onto that 4 streak now. Gonna dig deep. Pobo Esports doing everything we thought maybe they weren't going to be able to do against this ESG squad. But now as that clock dwindles down to less than 20 seconds, it's all but over.
No, it's all but over now. I mean, ESG may be able to make one late hit onto the A site to capture that, but the cruise missile will shut that right back down. Hyde's gonna pop over the top and clean up the 4th one on a 5 spree himself, and that will be it. Pobo Academy fighting back in the control and sending us to a map 4 Skid Row hardpoint.
Okay, we got a series, folks. Lock it in. It's 2-1 now. ESG does have the lead, but if you're Pobo, that control was massive for your momentum. It's one that I think a lot of people might have written them off on, seeing how good ESG has been in this map and mode in this season of U18 specifically. And, you know, hats off to that Pobo squad. They played really good COD.
No, absolutely. I mean, that was perfect control played out of the side of Pobo. And like you said, now they find themselves only down 2-1. We said that Skid Row could be a mixy enough hardpoint where it might play in their favor. Shake, I mean, if they can control those P2 side, lock in for P5, lock in for P2, lock in for P4, just play mixy on the next on 1 and 3, you know you've got it in your back pocket. You just got to win the gunfights to do so.
Yeah, and it's all about making sure. I mean, I don't think we've seen a team play heavy COD in a long time, and I think it has a lot to do with the 150 health. It's just that much tougher to get a kill, and on the flip side, it's that much easier to play your life now.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the U18 Cup for Grand Finals. I am the MattMan, alongside me, ESG Shake. No bias here whatsoever, but ESG Academy and Pobo starting to lock it in here. Skid Row, we know how mixy this map can be. Shake, ESG starting to thrive already as a 3-piece from Confid, and the 4th to follow.
No bias here. Just clean gameplay out of the ESG boys. You're already seeing the gunfights go on towards this P2, and Ryan's gonna win them both. It doesn't take too much, and now you got 2 players set up towards this P2. Yeah, you're gonna allow the scrap time for the most part to go to Pobo here. Maybe even lose the lead, but heck, you're locked in. P2, we talked about how important it is all the time. It's coming to fruition right now.
Yeah, coming to fruition. And now, I mean, you see, we talked about it, ESG, all they've got to do is just lock this P2 down. It should be a full 60 if they can hold every single bit of it, which it looks like they are in position to do so. All blue in the kill feed right now. Collision may be able to try to make a little back play from the tunnel here, but I think they might have it covered. Encourage watching this ticket side, locking it down, already 15 seconds in the back pocket. Off the top ropes, though. Hype has a nice little Rey Mysterio vibe going right there as he's able to find a kill. Ryan gets taken off the point, and now we might have just seen a P2 be broke.
Yeah, and you got a good chunk of time left. There's 30 seconds. If you can get on the hill and hold all of it, if you're Pobo, you can end up taking the lead. And look at those orange arrows already on their way towards back alley, setting up for this P3.
Yeah, trying to set up for this P3 ESG Academy. You gave away a little bit of something there on that P2. Sure, they're not happy about it. Hype, meanwhile, going on a 5 spree right now, trying to lock in a very, very early cruise missile. And as you can see from the side of Pobo, trying to lock in this P3, but Ryan, thought he was shooting bodies, just shooting the trophy. It's almost had to pull the card out, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, but hey, listen, ESG, it didn't matter about the rotations. They broke right on through. About as easily as you can, looking like the Kool-Aid man. Encourage getting a couple kills and extending that lead. It's not very big right now, but if you keep playing this way, if you're ESG, keep making these breaks, keep getting 30 to 40 seconds each time, you're going to find yourself a map win and 3 tournament wins in a row.
Yeah, and they're just trying to make it come into fruition right now. And Ryan with a nice little 2-piece there on B3 to clean things up. Collision will have a nice kill there, trying to find these rotational gunfights, trying to lock down this P4. But Shake, we know how mixy this P4 is going to get, but it's all about controlling your P5 spawns and making sure you're good to go for the next Money Hill on Skid Row.
Skid Row, Money Hill, it's something that comes up quite a bit, and if you hit this P4 barbershop, it could be. P3 is one of the mixy ones we talk about, but you let ESG lock up so much time. Now you need to make the barbershop your priority, and Pobo doing a good job so far dealing with this pressure out of the ESG side, cutting them almost all down.
Cutting them down right here, but Hype, beautiful right there with the 2-piece there. And I mean, you still got a lot of time to work with, but look at the spawns now. They have flipped into the Pobo Academy's favor. The bad part for them now is ESG is going to be right here at the back door, ready to go, but Hyde finds a 2-piece. Gray with one more. You clean up all 4, and now you're trying to hit the rotates here on the P5, but back and forth we go, and it does look like Pobo is going to be here, locked, cocked, ready to rock for P5. Encourage, though, good plays here from the bottom side. If they can lock them back in the tunnel and not allow them to push on P5, it could be huge.
You have ESG on the hill, but you have Hype in the power position. That top 10 is kind of where you want to be. That's what's going to be the point that locks down so much time for your team. Encourage doing some of the dirty work, just trying to clean up this map. ESG finally does deal with Hype in the top 10. They're on P5. They got the Overwatch. Matt, this one could start looking ugly.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Pobo break some Money Hills before, and it's all about the util of making sure you can try to break these trophies and find your way on in. You see Hyde there being able to pop a 2-piece, but Derek and Ryan right back at you with 2 of their own, and I believe Derek as well, just securing the cruise missile for ESG now as well. So you've got that pocket rocket ready to go, and now ESG Academy locking down the last 20 seconds of scrap time. You're going to be able to make your way on to P1 as well, and if you can lock down P2, I mean, Shake, we talked about how ugly it can get from that P5 to P2 rotation. I mean, the lead could get out of hand.
Yeah, and it looks like we're signing up for just exactly that. You got Pobo set up on the P1, and, you know, you got to try to lock down a lot of time, and I know we talk about it being important as the P2, which it's really not, because P2 can be such a money hill, but when you're at a deficit like the one Pobo sees right now, it is very, very important to lock down.
Yeah, but 40 seconds right here on P1. I mean, you have to play for this right now. You know P2 is probably out of reach here, but the split coming in now from ESG Academy to hit the backside of this P1. Taking a look at your mini-map there, Pobo could be in position now for P2. They've got to win a couple of these gunfights, though, and it's just all blue in the kill feed. But number 1, that's Hype, already in P2, locking it down. You're going to see ESG probably push this through now onto P2 to try to steal these spawns away.
Yeah, you got to work for it now. You got number 7 Encourage working for it, but Hype wants to shut it all down. That's a big kill. That's going to set Pobo up to maybe try to get back into this game. If you can get the full 60, you'll only be a couple points away. But, I mean, even if you don't get 60, you got to get at least 40.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to get at least a good chunk of time off of this, and we did see Pobo was able to break it last time, but now they are in the good side. Gotta have the hold here. You see Hyde able to take out Derek to go, but Confid, a big kill there, finds a 2-piece, gonna try to sneak his way up the hop up here, trying to play his life for just a second. You can't afford to lose it right here. ESG Academy finds the man on the hill. They're able to break on in. You find the kills, you take the trophies down, and now, Shake, you might have them pinned in tunnel, and Pobo's gonna elect to just rotate this out. You got one more more guy left up here. Collision just trying to hold this last little bit of scrap off.
Might as well make that rotation early. You're going to get a couple of seconds off of that scrap. But with the deficit you've built for yourself now in Pobo, you can't really make any more mistakes. This ESG team is playing such clean COD. Yeah, they'll go down 2 or 3, but they're always right back. And when they come back after that life, they always play together.
Yeah, I mean, they're just really doing a good job at manipulating the spawns right now, hitting together and really just working well as a team. And that's why we talked about this roster top to bottom being such a good one here in the U18 league. But Pobo's got a chance to get themselves back in. It's got to be a perfect hill right here if they want to tie things up. But Ryan and Confid just going to have playing a little contest spot there. Confid jumps out, but it's 4 dead in the B. Pobo Academy lighting it up orange, and now with 30 seconds left to play with on this hill, they can get very, very close to ESG's mark. And now for ESG, it's all about rotating now to P4.
Yeah, you might as well chalk it. You might as well make sure you're locking down this side. Heck, all of apartments as well. You got one player in Collision, and Courage is keen on him, trying to get him out of this position. The nade works, but Collision is able to win that gunfight. And now ESG, even in up the numbers over there at P4, this could be a big break out of Pobo.
Yeah, I mean, Pobo is here and ready to go now. I mean, they've won these rotational gunfights. Collision, though, has got to find some kills here. Not going to be able to do it. Hyde finds his trade. Stunned here. Contested point here in P4. Here comes the funnel tunnel. Everyone running into gunfire right now. Ryan even takes out a teammate in the midst of all the chaos. Collision's going to keep himself alive in the back for now, but it's not going to happen. ESG, 4 dead clean in the feed. They're going to get themselves over that 200-point threshold. And if you're just now joining us, they do have the 2-1 lead in the series, so this could be the last map if ESG locks this in. Ryan, tough gunfight will win, and he gets it on the 5 spree. One more to clean up in Collision. You got to start thinking about these P5 spawns, though. Pobo Academy, it could make a big chunk of time up here if they're able to lock this down, but Shake, ESG, so close to that 250 mark here, now at 216.
Yeah, a little bit more than 30 seconds needed. Pobo Academy is the first team here, but they have to get the set of kills. That's the thing, Matt. They've been winning some of these rotations, sure, but as soon as ESG knocks on the door, it's like the 3 little pigs. Their house is made of straw sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a house made of straw, and you can see ESG just trying to blow it down right now. Ayo, but I mean, ESG tries to make their way in the hill. That'll help you right there. Cruise missile, double cruise missile. Oh my God, double cruise missile from the top rope out of nowhere. Derek pops a 3-piece, almost the 4, and ESG all of a sudden collapses on the hill. But Pobo Academy is right back, ready to fight for this, starting to funnel over the top. Encourage left on his lonesome here, but he's all in doing it by himself. 2 big kills out of Encourage, and ESG can win it right here, right now. Encourage with a 3rd. He might light him up for a 4th. Encourage has gone absolutely nuclear to end this game. ESG 4 seconds away from the 3-peat, and they have done it back to back to back like the Letter Kitty women's hockey team, locking it in 3 cups in a row.